What's up, everybody? It's Garrett from Third Gen Aquatics, and I know it's been a little while since I've actually stood the camera up in front of the 125 and talked to you guys. So, a lot's been going on in my personal life, and a lot has been going on down here in the basement, which is absolutely crazy. And I'm not going to touch on that too much, but a lot of new fish that I've been wanting for a very long time have been finally added to the basement, if you will. So in the other room, they're in their quarantine tanks as of right now. Very excited about them. But I want to get into today's video. And today's video is very special to me because this fish means a lot to me. In my opinion, it's the pinnacle of all flower horns. It's, top of the pyramid. It's, in my opinion, something that every true flower horn enthusiast should get their hands on if they're lucky enough to. And it is very difficult. And it's crazy because originally I had one, but now I have two. And the one's a little bit more of a project, and that's okay. I truly do think that this is gonna be a real big opportunity, door opener, if you will, and maybe some competitions later down the road with this fish because I think it's very well possible. So let's get into it. So I had to try my best to keep it under wraps for a little while, but I simply cannot do that anymore. It's just too darn hard not to talk about this fish. So I would love to introduce you to Abraham. And as you can tell, Abraham is absolutely eye catching. The first thing you will probably notice, other than his beautiful, very eye catching color, is that massive noggin of his, which is why he has the name Abraham. If you know anything about your US history, you would know Abraham Lincoln had a big old hat on his head. So I figured we'd name him Abraham too because there's a bowling ball attached to this guy's head. And I hope you guys can see now that this fish truly is show worthy. These fish are already rare and difficult enough to come by as is, and finding one that is, in my opinion, this pristine and others that I've already talked to, um, giving me lots of reassurance on the beauty of this fish truly does mean the world to me. I really do have big plans for this fish one day. It still blows my mind that he's here. There truly is, and the craziest thing about all that is the fact that a week ago, not even a week ago, probably, well, yeah, I guess a week ago today, Blake texted me about getting another one because a guy told him that he would be here, set date, all this other stuff, set time, pooped out on him once. Blake gave him another shot. The guy crapped on him again. And Blake, being the incredibly understanding, amazing guy, he bagged him up one more time for this gentleman, just for this gentleman to not show. So Blake texted me asking me if I would be interested. I said, of course. He gave me a little bit of a warning saying that this fish is pretty stressed out compared to my other one, Abraham, because obviously Abraham's killing it right now, looking absolutely incredible. But I couldn't pass up. The one, because I know I could offer this fish a good home, and two, because why would I not want to have two blue ties or two blue platinums, to whatever the heck you want to call these guys? To me, they're blue tie silks. That's what I know them from. And again, to me, this is truly the highest quality of flower horn that you can potentially get. I mean, these fish can fetch some very, very, very high numbers once they get to their adult size. And of course, no, that has nothing to do with why I love these fish, but it's more the fact that you don't really see a whole bunch of people with these fish. You know, I didn't even necessarily hear about this fish until I was already involved with flower horns for a good 3 or 4 months. And how difficult they are to breed is absolutely insane. The overall process of that. I would love to crack the cheat code on that. That's definitely a goal. But specifically for Abraham, the goal is to try and groom him into potentially a competition winning flower horn. I think that's very well doable. I truly do. I know my overall dedication to this hobby and all my fish, honestly, not just this one specifically, but all of my fish, I try and give top notch care to, because as a pet owner and as a true aquarist, that's what you're here to do, is provide your fish with the best home and the best environment that you can, and get them looking and feeling their best, feeding them the best that you can, all kinds of different varieties of food, which I personally think is probably a good amount of the reason that this fish looks as well as it does. When I first got it, he was actually more of the blue kind of ish, like the light blue, I guess you could say. But ever since I've had him, I've been feeding him 3, sometimes even 4 times a day. Feeding him bloodworms, frozen krill, regular red wigglers, been feeding pellets, been feeding spinula flakes, all kinds of different things. So this fish truly does have a variety of food being fed to him, which I think that is key to this. And I think potentially in another video, what I will do is break down how what is in your food and what you are feeding your fish can impact the colors or breeding or all kinds of different things. Because specifically for these fish, everything that I've read has just mainly focused on how difficult it is to get these fish to breed. And again, the people in Thailand, the very, very knowledgeable people that have figured out the key to unlocking the breeding patterns of these fish and creating very high quality fish, hasn't been unlocked by many other people. And I definitely want to try and crack the code on that. Obviously, you want to go for quality. That is all I would be worried about, is quality fish. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna breed this guy. So I think it'd be cool too. But I know a lot of people say you got to go one over the other, because breeding is very hard on them, can take years off of their life. Obviously, they can get into scuffles with females, which could create problems, and they tend to get beat up a little bit more. So I think I'm going to go more of the competition route with this one specifically. So diving more into Abraham a little bit more specifically, I would like to talk about what this flower horn means to me and why, in my opinion, it is the pinnacle of flower horns. And it's really not that complicated, in my opinion. These fish they're hard to come by. They're very difficult to get your hands on. They're not easily bred. There's not a whole lot of information out when it comes to breeding or really any type of information on these guys, really at all. And I think that's why I was so attracted to it because life can be challenging enough, but I'm always willing to take on a fish challenge, I guess, if you will. And what I mean by that is I definitely challenging myself to grow this fish into its highest potential or its highest potential, honestly. And I think the main reason for me wanting to do that is just because flower horns to me are just so I guess just eye grabbing. They're very sought after fish in Thailand, and they're said to bring luck and royalty and uh, wealth and all kinds of other things. So that's I think that's neat. Is the overall symbol that they have in different countries, and it honestly kind of shocks me that some flower horn purists, if you will, or some people in the flower horn family, I guess you could say, do not like these guys at all. For the longest time, they were only kept in Thailand because a lot of those people figured, hey, nobody's gonna want this fish. It's it looks different from all the rest. And I guess once word traveled to the States that there are fish out there like that, and one person got their hands on them, and two people got their hands on them, and they became very quiet about that. But it slowly started to become more of a common thing. Now, obviously, this fish is by no means common. I highly doubt that in my area, other than the person who bought the other flower horn from Blake, I'd be willing to say that there's not too many people within a 50 to 100-mile radius of me that has one, if not two of these, especially two of these. And that's not really me trying to brag or anything, but that's more of me trying to really like get the things that I'm attracted to, which I think is very important through all this, especially through this YouTube journey, is staying true to the things that appeal to me, the things that are eye catching, the things that you see in a tank for the first time and you're like, what the heck is that? And as soon as you figure out what it is or learn what it is, you go home, do 4.5 hours worth of research, everything you can find on that fish, videos, articles, everything. And basically to do that with this fish and have it here is absolutely crazy. So I truly, truly do want to thank Fish and Friends. I truly do. Blake has been very, very well taking care of us. And I truly do mean that. This guy is not just somebody who has a fish store or not just a guy that, you know, brings fish in and gets rid of them right away. Like he knows his stuff and he very, very much so cares for his customers. And I think that that's very important because the experience of getting fish like this is like no other. You get, or at least for me personally, I got the sweats and like the jitters, I guess if you will, but all in excitement over this fish. And it's crazy because I've gotten very, very excited over fish before, but I've never gotten excited like that. I mean, you guys can see when I brought Rhino home, I was jumping around and acting like a whole goofball. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. But it really is amazing to me that Blake was able to get these in, and I know that was a bit of a pain in the butt, especially with everything that he has going on right now. But again, Blake, thank you so much. You truly have made one of my dreams come true with my flower horn goals, and you definitely checked that off my bucket list times two, really. So if you do end up watching this, again, thank you so much. And to you guys who are watching this, I hope you guys really are excited because this fish is, in my opinion, going to throw me so much further forward. What I mean by that is if I can start taking this fish to competition, and even if it's third, fourth place, no, so be it. It's the fact that that fish is out there. The fish is getting recognized, and I think that's a huge goal. So I'm definitely going to throw that up on the 26 vision board for sure because that's something that I would love to manifest and end up making that happen. Definitely would love to do that. So again, thank you guys. I truly do appreciate each and every one of you, all the likes, the comments, all the new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are the reason that I've kept going with this hobby, no matter how frustrating it can be, or not even more the fact that you guys are the reason I keep filming and posting because of course I'm always going to love my fish and I'm always going to take care of my fish, but I think it is you guys that truly makes me want to go and chase that desire and chase the urge to grow this channel and go get that fish and drive 2 hours for this tank. And I really have a truly I have a lack of words for it. So all I can say is I truly do appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys know the deal. Stick with it. Stay tuned. And we'll catch you in the next one.